All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome and good evening. Welcome to our weekly show. We call it Three Broke Guys Handicapping, where we review one of the top racing cars from around the country. We will pick a four-race sequence from that track and attempt to come to a consensus on a pick four ticket. Thank you for joining us. Week number 41 of the racing season, and we are headed back to, well, it's one of our mainstay tracks, if you like. It's Belmont Park in Elmont, New York. It is New York Breeders' Stakes Day. The early pick four starts in race number 2, and it concludes in race number 5. All stakes in the pick four on Saturday. My name is Rich Sharp, and each week I'll be joined by my friends and racing analysts. That's a pair of classy New York breds themselves. First, folks up, it's our handicapper from New York. It is Ray Torado. Ray, 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to be celebrating a score at the Breeders' Cup, right?
That's right, yo. We're gonna be cashing some tickets in Belmont,
Yeah,
hopefully,
awesome.
and enjoy some weather.
Next up, our West Coast handicapper. He is from Temecula, California. It's from Temecula, California. It's Joe English. 2 weeks from tonight, and we're getting ready for the big Saturday at Breeders' Cup as well, huh, Joe?
Yeah, maybe we'll be at Jake's again. The last time we were there was kind of cool. So
That
maybe
was.
maybe either Friday or Saturday night we can eat at Jake's.
I would enjoy that. All right. Last week was Charlestown Racetrack it was Charlestown, West Virginia. And unfortunately, we did not hit our pick four on what turned out to be kind of a rather chalky evening last Saturday. I believe it was 4 favorites that won all 4 of those races last week. Time for a brief weather update from Elmont, New York. The forecast for Saturday calls for sunshine and some clouds. The high is around 75 degrees. You've got winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour, and there is 0% chance of rain. Sounds like a wonderful day in Ray's little neighborhood over there. A total of 11 races. There's 8 stakes on tap for Saturday. For today, we are focused on the pick four. Again, folks, it's the early pick four. It begins in race number 2. It concludes in race number 5. Gentlemen, the gates are locked and loaded. The outriders are clear, and the starter is ready to pop the gate. It's pick four, post time.
Let's go.
Do it.
Race number 2. You know what? I did not get the post time on here. I've got an old post time, so somebody grab the post time for me real quick. We're starting with.
I believe it's about 9:25 a.m.
12:55.
West Coast time, 12:25.
Perfect.
On the East Coast.
It is 1 mile on the main track. It is the main of the Miss Stakes. Purse is $250,000 for filly 2-year-olds in New York State and approved by the New York State Bred Registry. 8 starters, and your morning line favorite starts from post number 4. It's Pure Silver, trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden by John Velasquez. 2-1 on the Belmont morning line. Ray, you're forced up. You're hitting lead off tonight for the Three Broke Guys. Who do you like in the Maid of the Mist?
That's right. Well, before race 2, I just want to mention, as soon as you get there, it's his Empire Showcase Day, and what they have is they have a lot of displays of New York stuff, and they have you can go like wine tasting and all these things with apples and stuff. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. New York Showcase Day, really nice. All right, race 2. I'm on a favorite, Pure Silver. Been running open company, the Adirondack Speedway, Rompton, the Adirondack Speedway kind of tied a little bit at Saratoga. Got involved in a hot pace there. So, little forgiveness there. Toss is 3 for 4. And, she looks like a good one. I think she can stretch out to a mile. Nelly tosses have been a mile, which is, Belmont has a 1-turn mile, so it's like kind of like an elongated sprint. And I think this horse can go to the front and have a good trip. The Pletcher Velasquez, she's 2 for 2 at Belmont Park, so I'm on the favorite. The speed figure is definitely par for this race. Number 6, Held Accountable. This horse is 2 for 2. Strange, one win on the turf, 1 win on the dirt. So she's also a New York Bred Stakes winner. She won at 7 furlongs at Belmont, and she won a good 9-1. And I think this horse being out of the dam of APND should definitely get the mile. So and she's a good price, 5-1. So I'm on those 2 horses. I got a couple of kind of B picks here that I just want to mention. Newport Breeze, number 2, for Peter Urton coming out for the West Coast, and she's a New York bred, so she qualifies, and she looks like she wants to go a mile, so she's a good price at 8-1. And also number 3, I Still Miss You. She won the first two, and then last race, I don't know what happened. Maybe she liked the track, but she kind of tied with. She tied. She was the 3 lengths before at the half mile pole, and she wanted 42 lengths back. So she just they just eased her up, and I don't know, maybe something happened with her. Blinked it
Just
on
a
out,
little
so
outside.
that's how I picked her up. And I let her cheese picks up, so those are my B picks anyway. So I go with the 4-6 for now, and so all right, Joe, we did like it. The made and the missed.
Okay, first thing I want to know is can everybody hear me?
I can hear you
Yes.
fine.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. This way I don't have that eye close up like we had last week, so we will try to. But now I don't know if you can hear the sirens in the background. Sounds like I'm living back in New York, but I'm really in Temecula.
There you go.
I'm actually against the favorite, and the reason I am, I guess, is because I kind of think that the two horses that they've seen each other before, I Still Miss You and Pure Silver, they're both speedy types. Pure Silver has been in front every start in her early in every start she's had in her career, and I Still Miss You is a front running type herself. And the fact that they're stretching out to a distance that they've never gone before, I mean, I Still Miss You's only gone 6.5 furlongs, and obviously that wasn't a very good performance that day. Pure Silver got 7 furlongs, and again, it was against better company. I'm just kind of thinking that maybe a mile is going to be more suitable for the closers. So I kind of like the horse that you mentioned, Ray, as my top pick, Held Accountable, for basically all the reasons you said. I think she's bred to run longer, being out of an AP&D mare. I think she gets a nice pace to run at. She won the last time out despite stumbling at the start, and she was better in her second start on this surface. And she's still undefeated, so she's 2 for 2. And until she loses, she's got to be given some respect. And she's 5-1 in the morning line, so I'll take that every day. My second choice, and it's not necessarily. I actually made the choice before today's events unfolded. I went with the 5 as well, cause we were loyal, for Redham Racing and Doug O'Neill. Again, for the same reason, a lot of the same reasons. Basically, I think the pace is going to be pretty quick. I think Castellano will be patient with her, and I think this horse can probably go a little longer. Being out of Creative Cause, he was kind of a middle distance horse who didn't really. He was on the Triple Crown Trail, but never quite could get that far. So I think the mile is probably perfect for her. But I guess kind of sentimentally, based on the fact that the Redhams and Doug O'Neill lost IRAP today, would kind of make me want this. I'm kind of rooting for this horse to win, even a little bit more than I normally would have. So 6-1 on the morning line for Crosby or Loyal. Again, 6-5 for me. Again, looking for a price based on the favorites. Pension to be honoring you the lead. Again, the favorite and the 3, the horse right inside. I Still Miss You. I have a feeling they're going to be up front early. The 4 probably gets the better of that duel, but then the other closers come from behind, and with the extra distance of ground, I think they'll be able to make that up. So 6-5 for me in the opener of the early pick 4. Early pick 4. Let's keep reminding everybody of that. Usually we do the late pick 4. This one's an early one, and again, first post is 9:55 Pacific time, 12:55 Eastern. So I will hand it off to Rich. Rich.
No, I don't have anybody different than the two of you so far. Actually, I want to hear a little bit more about that story you just kind of broke there. But my check mark there is on the undefeated horse, Philip Serpe, Luis Saez. Not necessarily a magic combination for 25 starts between the two of those, but Serpe can train, and obviously Luis Saez, one of my favorite jockeys over there on the East Coast. I call a race saw. The horse looks like he's undefeated. He's actually on 2 different surfaces, and he or she has already gone 7 furlongs. So. Just 1 furlong short of today's distance. And in that race, actually stumbled at the start and looked like it was edging clear and taking off. And so I've got my check mark there. I could not do what Joe did. I did not toss the favorite, so I just inverted. And I went ahead and used the favorite using the forgiveness angle, figuring that the spinaway was a wickedly tough race, being a grade 1 at 7 furlongs. And John Velasquez, Todd Pletcher, Pure Silver, if she can get away, she'll be dangerous. So I've got 6-4. And before I come back to everybody, I've got Joe with 6-5. I've got Ray with, he's got the 4 and the 6 as his top picks, and then the B picks for Ray are the 2 and the 3. And I wanted Joe, before I come back and go to the next race, to extrapolate a little bit on what happened to IRAP.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, he developed laminitis and he passed away this morning.
Really? Oh boy. Wow.
Wow.
Yes,
That's a
unfortunately.
shame. Nice little horse.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's funny. It's the same. Not funny, obviously. Same thing happened. I think it was Lady Eli who came back from laminitis
From
Yes.
laminitis, yes.
Yes, you
and
did. Yeah.
obviously has made a full recovery and is still an unbelievable. We'll see her in a couple of weeks at the Breeders'
Wow.
Cup. But yeah, no, Ira passed away this morning.
Oh, what a shame.
Sorry to bring everybody down.
Yeah, kind of a downer, but you know what? We're going to move along here because we're the three broke guys, and
That's
quite
right.
frankly, that's what we do. So this is race number 3. It is 6.5 furlongs on the main track. It's the Iroquois Stakes. Purse is $150,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. Foaled in New York State and approved by the New York State Bred Registry. 6 starters, and your morning line favorite starts from post number 3. Quezon, trained by Robert Ribideau and ridden by Joel Rosario, 8-5 on the Belmont morning line. Joe, you are up first in the Iroquois Stakes. You've got the fillies and the mares.
Oh, I wish I was always up first with the fillies and the mares, but actually I already have one, and one is more than I can handle. Thank you very much. I'm actually singling here, and I'm not singling the favorite. I'm going with the horse down the rail. Pico. I'm assuming it's Pico Uno, 2-1, second choice on the morning line for the Jason Service barn. Obviously, you can see the numbers: 30% barn in 2017. She's 6 for 12 lifetime, 3 for 4 at the distance. And we were talking about forgiveness this whole year. And if you toss the mile race in the slop at Belmont, the Critical Eye, this horse has won 5 in a row. She's actually gotten 3 wins on the PPs this time from the rail. So I'm not really concerned about the rail. And I think basically she's going to be anywhere from being on or near the lead, or she can be as far as at least all the wins in the PPs. She can go back as far as two or three lengths. So she can basically sit wherever they need her to sit. Irad Ortiz obviously sticks around. She won a stake at Saratoga last time. She's taken a little bit of time. She's got some freshness. She's got obviously a little bit more freshness. And like I said, I'm taking her. It's more like I'm trying to find a little bit more of a price, and I wanted to choose between the two favorites, and I decided to choose the inside runner again for all the reasons I just mentioned. So I went with Pico Uno as a single, post position 1, saddlecloth number 1, and hopefully the first place finisher in the Iroquois on Saturday in race 3 at Belmont. Right?
That would be the red sauerkraut, right? Number one.
Yes.
With the white. Yes, that's right. Yes, I'm on your horse, Joe. But I have her in my second choice. I do like number 5, Wonderment. Going for price also 8-1. Castellano jumps on board. This horse looks like a nice little closer. Has run some good races at Belmont. She's 3 for 6. She's a top weight. And also last year in this race, she finished second, 2 keys by 5. 2 keys opened up on her. But Wonderman, a year she was a 3-year-old last year, so now she's 4-year-old. And she's been racing good this year. She's like I said, she won a couple of she won the Dancing Renee Stakes and also the Art of Queen in Finger Lakes. So Dylan Davis was aboard. Now Castellano definitely a little more improvement there. So I'll go with Wonderment. Try to get a good price there. I mean, she probably come down a little bit because of Castellano, but probably looking at 5-6-1, so it's not bad. I do like Pico Uno, number 1. Um, that if I had a choice also between the 1 and the 3 Keystone, I would also choose number 1 because she has more of a winning mentality here. Although Keystone's running in better company and just missing, but coming come second and third. But Pico Uno has that affinity for the finishing line, and like you said, 5 in a row. If you take out that Kirk Live Stakes, it's probably was raced on a very wet track, and she probably didn't care for it. So she likes Belmont. She's 2 for 5, 2 seconds, and Jason Service, Ira the Tees. They do well together, almost 30%. So those are two of my horses there. I like the 5 Wonderment and the 1 Pico Uno in my pick four. I go too deep. Rich, what do you guys say about the Iroquois stakes?
Yeah, I agree with the two of you. I think, and I think Pico Uno could possibly even go off as the favorite. I think it's one of those ones where it'll be possibly very, very close between the 1 and the 3 here.
Yeah.
I decided to include the 3 on my ticket as well, and since you guys have already covered the 1 ad nauseum, I thought I would go into the 3, even though that is the favorite in this race. Coming out of the Grade 2 there at Belmont, that's the, what is that? The Gallant Bloom.
Gallant Bloom, yeah.
The Gallant Bloom.
That's open to me.
Again, a little bit of a tougher race. Did finish 2.5 lengths behind Pico Uno. Last time these two hooked up together, going 6.5 furlongs. So just keep that in mind. But I thought Kazon at least merited a shot with Joe Rosario aboard. Not really sure about the trainer, Robert Ribideau. I would lean on my New York breds that I've got here on the show with me to let me know about that. But I've got 1-3 on my ticket. I've got Joe here with just a single pick and strong with the 1. And I've got Ray going with the 5 as his top pick. That's Wonderment and the 1 as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me come on back to you guys.
The short field too, 6 horses.
True, that's very true. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our friend here. I'll make sure we've got. And this is race number 4, and it is going 1 mile and a 16th. And this is the Ticonderoga Stakes. It's a purse of $200,000. It's on the inner turf. It's for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. Foaled in New York State and approved by the New York State Bred Registry. 9 starters, and your morning line favorite at 5-2 is in post number 5. It's 55, trained by Chad Brown and ridden by Javier Castellano. Ray, you are up first in the Ticonderoga Stakes, and of course, don't forget that we've got a little Fred. We've got Chad Brown on turf right here with us tonight.
I have something for your grass course. Here you go. There you go. You like this, Joe, for his grass?
Oh, look at that. There we
We'll
go.
put it
Golf
down,
off of it.
and we'll flip it 7-9 right to the green. This is an interesting race. We have 9 runners, and I find this race to be pretty much wide open. I'm going 4 deep here. I got a few long shots. I'm trying to get a price. Let's pick 4. Well, I want to start with number 1, Flip Cup. Willie Mott, Joe Rosario. He rides well on the grass, 17%. This horse been, coming off the pace, and definitely about 16 to suit this horse. Has got a little bit of a cold streak. Hasn't won since last year, but this horse been, he's been closing at the good distance, mile 16th and stuff. And if you could get a trip with Rosario, I like to change the jockey, and give this horse a shot 6-1. With the New York Buds, this horse been running Upper Company and Woodbine, and then back here at Belmont, Saratoga. So Flip Cup, could win with a good trip. I do like number 4, Frosted Margarita. This horse is 20-1, but what I'm thinking here is that this horse has limited experience on the turf, but did race last time in Maryland and had a nice little trip. Definitely has to improve. But this horse had been running in the New York Bridge on the dirt last year, and Louis Rodriguez, you could never count him out on these races, and Louis Saez is a good long shot rider, and so Belmont brings home some good winners, and he's 50% on the turf, so I'll give this horse a shot. This race could be wide open for me. 5-55 with Chad Brown, Javier Castellano, also. Coming off a decent 5th in the Sands Point against Open Company. This horse has been running in the Open Company for the last 8 races. So back with the New York Reds, Chad Brown taking a shot here, and definitely this is the drop in class and been working well. And it's second race off the layoff too, so definitely deserving favorite. I do like number 7, Ancient Secret. I had a tease of Chad Brown. Like we say, don't split them. His horse is here. His horse been sprinting lately this year. Did win a mile twice. And going back to New York Breds, the Mount Vernon was a nice race in May. Finished fourth at the 2-1 horse, and it just weakened late. So we went to sprinting, and now Chad Brown wants to stretch him out again, stretch her out. So I go with the 8-1 out too. So there we got the 1-4, the 5, and the 7-3. Joe, we like the Tid Tigrandak.
Well, actually, it's funny. I went 5 deep, and I like some of the horses that you don't like.
Okay,
Uh,
good. So let me play all.
Believe me, considering how narrow I've been, it was possible. I do agree with you that it's kind of wide open. 55 was my top choice. Figuring that I was trying to beat the favorite in the first 2 legs, I figured I could use the favorite here. Again, Chad Brown's going to get his respect. Cassiano up, grade 3 winner versus her own generation, but is going to have to face older horses today. She's been facing La Cornell and New Money Honey, 8 of 9 in the try. So this horse is obviously not a cinch because she's facing older horses for the first time, but it's a horse you have to use. I can't believe you actually it looks like you left out what looks like, at least to me, the lowest speed in the race, and that's the 2, Barrel of Dreams. I don't see anybody who's going with her. The other Chad Brown runner is the other horse that could possibly be there because he's been sprinting, so he might get a really nice trip sitting off of this horse. But this horse is, obviously going to be in front, and is cutting back from a mile and an eighth, a mile and eighth to a mile and a 16th, and maybe that makes a difference this time. And Johnny V gets on. Johnny V knows the horse well, so I like the 2 a little bit. I also wanted to throw in the 6, Feeling Bossy. Because again, Jason Service is kind of making his mark in New Jersey and now even in New York. And Michael Dubb is a well-known owner on the East Coast, especially in New York. And they just claimed this horse for 62.5 last time out. They're not stepping in to spend 62.5 on a horse without trying to get an investment, get some of that investment back right away. Again, Service off the claim 38%, 4 wins at Belmont and 3 wins at the distance. And at 10-1, I think this is a horse that has to be included just in case Jason Service can make the difference. Obviously, the claim was only 13 days ago, so we'll see if he can actually bump this horse up a little bit. The other horse I want to mention is the 8, Tizelle. She's lightly raced and she's improved as a 4-year-old. She flattened out late in that stakes debut, but those fractions, 46 flat, 109, 133, and 3. After running that fast, I can understand why somebody might flatten out a little bit. I would probably flatten out a little bit too. And she fired a bullet on October 13th at Saratoga. Normally I would say a bullet work at Saratoga at this point in the year is one thing, but it's not best of 2 or best of 5. It's best of 26. So obviously this horse has a little bit of ability. And I did throw in the other Brown, Ancient Secret, because I didn't want to split the Chad Browns. And I think this horse can and probably will sit right off of Barrel of Dreams and try to make a run for it as they turn for home. If they can get by Barrel of Dreams, she's going to be the one with the first run. So I went 5 deep, unfortunately, again, because I went narrow in the last race and I'm going narrow in the finale. I figured I could go that deep. So I went 5, 2, 6, 8, 7 in that order. Again, like Ray had mentioned earlier, it seems like a very wide open race. It could easily be 4 or 5 of them on the wire in the 4th tomorrow at Belmont. So, Rich, is there anybody we haven't mentioned that you like?
No, not really possible actually, but I guess I'll give you a little bit more on my check mark there. I decided not to split Chad Brown, so I only went 2 deep here. So I was just kind of relying on the 2 of you, figuring that at least one of you would fire this one up. And I've just got the 5 and the 7 here. I'll give you my check mark, which I went for the other Chad Brown as my top pick here, which is Ancient Secret with Irad Ortiz and Chad Brown, thinking what Joe was thinking, that it wouldn't be a lone speed race, but that the horse that kind of sat, closest to the lead. Once upon a time, Ancient Secret last year as a 3-year-old, she was, one of the top 3-year-olds, especially in Chad Brown's barn. So you see there, she actually won the Lake George last year in July there at Saratoga, and then just kind of fell on hard times, kind of following that through the end of last year, and then through her recap and her restart through this year. So Chad Brown's actually Dr. Brown into the optional claiming ranks there. Although again, that's Saratoga and Belmont, which is basically like the same level that we're at here today. So I have the check mark on my 7. I also have the 5 on my ticket. Joe's got the 5, 2, 6, 8, 7. Hey, who'd have thunk that? Joe actually's got more picks than Ray. And Ray has got the 1, the 4, the 5, and the 7.
Well, wait till Breeders' Cup. We'll see about that.
All right. Yeah. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to move along to our finale. And once again, it's going 1 mile and an eighth, and this is on the main track. It is the Empire Classic Handicap. The purse is $300,000. It's a handicap for 3-year-olds and upward. Again, like my 2 analysts here tonight, they are foaled in New York State and approved by the New York State Bred Registry. I'm pretty sure that both of you are approved by the State Registry. 9 starters, and your morning line favorite starts from post number 3. Once again, it's Twisted Tom, trained by Chad Brown and ridden by Javier Castellano, 2-1 on the Belmont morning line. Joe, it's the Empire Classic Handicap. I swear to God, every time I think of New York, I think of you and Ray. But tonight, you're up first on the Classic Handicap. Who do you like?
Well, the morning line favorite, unfortunately, fellas. Honestly, it's not the greatest race I've ever handicapped. Let's just put it that way. Again, I'm going similar to Pico Uno 2 races back. I'm going with the same sort of theme with Twisted Tom. If you toss the Belmont, which is a 1.5 mile race, and was probably a race that this horse was ill prepared for, or probably just thrown in as maybe I want to be part of all the perks that goes along with being a Belmont. If you toss the Belmont again, this horse has won 5 straight. The speed figures have been improving every start since that streak started. And actually, this horse won 2 races versus Open Company. Obviously, they're not going to run New York bred races at Laurel. But this horse won 2 races at Laurel versus Open Company, the Private Terms and the Federico Tessio, as part of that 5-race win streak. He's gonna have to do it against older horses today. But the older horses in this race aren't necessarily all that appealing. The one horse that everybody probably is most familiar with is Governor Malibu, and for whatever reason he likes to finish second 7 times out of, I believe it's 15 or 17 starts. There should be enough pace in the race with control group. And I know there's another speed horse, and unfortunately I put my PPs away briefly. But I know there should be enough pace in this race. I'm going for the Brown Castellano double with 55 in the last race. Again, 2 open stakes wins at Laurel. And I just think he's the right one in this spot. I don't know that there's really much that's going to hold him back in this spot. The horse has been working well, working at Saratoga, 5 furlong bullet at Belmont about a week ago. So I'm all in on Twisted Tom. Give me the 3 in the finale in the Empire Classic. And Ray, I'm sure I know your picks, so I know you have a couple of others that you'd like to talk about. So I'll leave you time to do that. Go ahead, sir.
Well, yeah, Twisted Tom was 9-1 in the Belmont. So, and those 2 races that you mentioned, Lord, those were pretty good races that he won. So he won them. I mean, he won by nose. The second, the Tessio, he won pretty good at the mile and 8. So he beat O'Donis. I think it was a pretty good horse over there.
Yeah, horse we've handicapped before.
Yeah, so this horse has some talent. He could be 5 and 5. And he sure won the Belmont though. Just joking. But he's a good horse, and definitely well-deserved favorite. He'll be on my ticket. I do like number 4, Control Group. This horse could get away. You never know. Belmont, it's a 1-turn mile, and could set some nice cushiony fractions, and this horse could get away. And like you said, Michael Dub, Rodriguez, these guys, he always in the leading trainer titles at New York, and you know, they come to win. So control group, it's got speed. If it gets the nice, fractions, it could be dangerous. And I do also like number 6. Can you dig it? This horse is going back to one turn, almost a one turn, mile and eight, and he did win 3 starts back from Belmont, although it was in a slop. Tried New York Derby and the Albany, which are good races for this group, and closed into probably what you could look like a slow pace. Did come home fast, and of course he's chasing Twisted Tom. So with a little break in the race, can you dig it? Could get there. At 8-1, the Manny Franco, James Jerkins. I like Manny Franco. He's a hard nosed rider, and he could also he'll give him a good trip. So those are 3 I like. Twisted Time, the 3, the 4, Control Group, and the 6. Can you dig it? I'm not for Malibu, Governor Malibu. This horse it's active written all over it. So, Rich, the Empire Classic, $300,000,
And I'm with the two of you.
ungraded.
I really didn't have anything different from what I heard from the two of you on Twisted Tom. Again, 5 out of 6, with the 6 being the Belmont Stakes. Certainly a forgivable race. So Javier Castellano, Chad Brown, Say No More. I thought that group horse was on there. I seriously considered singling there, except, again, this is that old 3 broke guys angle, right? The original 3 broke guys angle, moving up in class from his last start. Rudy Rod, Irad Ortiz, good early speed. So I thought Control Group merited a choice onto my ticket, so I went ahead and went with 3-4. That was it. I only used those 2 here in the Empire Classic. I kind of stayed with a little bit of a slim ticket tonight. Just went 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. I'm looking at here's my ticket went down. Joe, he just used the 3. He actually singled there again. 2 singles here tonight for Joe. And Ray's got 3, 4, 6, which, for Ray, that's almost like singling.
We're in the conservative mode.
Yeah. All right. Let me come on back to you guys here, and we will go ahead and ring up our pick 4 ticket for everyone to see.
Did you already prepare it, Rich?
I think it is ready.
Okay, cool.
Let's see here. And there we go. Now, what I ask you guys to do is take a look at your ticket just to make sure that I got it correct. So, Ray, as you can tell, I'm definitely going to hog Dodger Blue tonight. So you're up in the red, and
right.
Joe, you're down there in the black with those 2 nice singles in there, and I'm the blue on the bottom. Look at that! I forgot to actually cover one of the horses that I liked. Actually, I liked Ray's 5 horse as well. They're on my ticket. I didn't cover it in the show. So did I get it correctly there for you, Ray? I got the 4-6. I got the 5-1, 1-4-5-7, and 3-4-6.
1.
Joe 6-5 with 1 with 5-2, 6-8-7, and 3, and Rich 3-4. All right. So let's go ahead and start whittling these down and give ourselves some top picks. Let's see. Right off the top here in the first race, I see the 4 and I see the 6 showing up on a lot of lines. And Joe's got the 5 as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Turn those green. All right. In the second race, I'm seeing the 1 on everybody's line. And I also see the 5 there on 2 lines. Let's see. We'll see if we have time. Well, I've got the 3 on there as well, so we'll see how we're doing on there. 5. All right, here's the big race. We've got 1, 4, 5, 7. So I see 5, 7 in there for sure. I also see what else do we have in there.
A lot of everything. Excuse me. Pretty much everybody else except for the 3 of the 9 are the only ones out. Everybody else is in. So 7, that would be 7 deep. which might be, wow, that would be pushing it.
Yeah, with the numbers that we had up front, that might be tough. But let's see here.
Like I said, my picks are in the order that I wanted them to be on the ticket. So
Yeah, me too.
See how many of these we can afford. And into that last race, I see the 3. The 4.
and you two guys like the 4.
Yeah. So that's 3 times 3, 545. So that's a $45 ticket right there.
3 by 3 by 5. Yeah, that's what it would be. I mean, that's fine with me. We can cover that.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just trying to tidy up on the data up on top, so we have the right information there. And we got the right races. So this would be 465 in the first race. That gives us all of our picks there in the first race, and 135 in the second leg also gives us all of our picks. If we wanted to add some more in leg 3, if we wanted more of your picks there, we could actually take the 3 out, because I was the only one with the 3, which is his own, the favorite in leg 2. But we've got this leg pretty well covered. We've got, let's see, we've got Joe, you've got the 2, the 5, you've got the 6. So it's just the 8 that you had that was in there that's not in there.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm fine. But here's the thing, Ray, Flip Cup is your top pick in that in the other race.
Yeah.
Let's see, leg 3 is the 1. Yeah, this is
Yeah. So if we added the 1,
oh, the 1.
Be?
There we go. Sorry.
The 3 by 3 by 6.
54.
That would be
54.
54. So that would be a $54 ticket.
That's still acceptable, right?
To me, it is.
To me, it is.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 5, 7. That was a tough race.
Yeah, it is.
I only put
the 4. Easily.
Yeah, like I said, I only put the Chad Browns in there because those are the only 2 that I was interested in seeing on the ticket, and I figured you guys would cover the rest of them. So,
yeah, I think that you can go lots of different ways in that race. I don't think there's any standout for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Even the favorite, again, 3-year-old going against older, and I mean, you have to respect Chad Brown, but you can't. I don't, like I said, I don't think she's a cinch.
So we got 3 times 3 times 6 times 2. All right.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
And of course, obviously any scratches or changes will change that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Come on back one last time.
We're gonna get done early today.
We are. All righty. So, for those of you watching, if you enjoyed the show, well, we are still going to be back next week because that's what the 3 broke guys do. We're going to get together and take a look. We are not going to be taking a look at a card per se. Joe has actually scheduled a nice little event for us. We are going to take a look at, I believe, it is the first night of the Breeders' Cup, the first 4 races of the Breeders' Cup, which start the following Friday night. So we will not have a pick 4 for one of the first times this year. There's not that much going on that next weekend anyway. So we are going to be getting back together here. We will not have a pick 4 for you at that point in time, but we will have a pick 4 at some point during the following week for you for that first leg. And then we'll have a pick 4. We'll have our show for the Saturday, for the big day of the Breeders' Cup, before the 3 of us get together and hang out at the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, well, actually, that show that Friday night, we will all be in the same room probably.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe on 3 different laptops, but we'll all be in the same room.
Same place, yep.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, that's all the time we have for tonight. It's always a pleasure to handicap with the 2 of you.
Yep.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Enjoy it.
It's for Joe English and Ray Torado. I'm Rich Sharp. Thank you for watching 3 Broke Guys Handicapping. Good luck and good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye, Ray.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.